welcome back to Single Sounds, the only podcast that helps you listeners find a date. I am Katie Mack, the host and creator of this podcast, and I decided we needed a new method of dating, so why not date via podcast? And this week, it's not just via podcast that I can help you and your love life. I'm stupidly excited to announce that I'm teaming up with Bogan Bingo to put on a singles boozy bingo night at Inferno's on a Friday night in October. Woo! If you haven't been to one of these events before, my God, they are so fun. If you know what they are like, you can expect the usual crazy energy with some bonus additional single sounds sections. The main feedback from the live show I did in June was that people wanted it on a weekend night, so here we are. I am delivering. If you head over to the Instagram at Single Sounds and keep up to date with the posts, there will be a giveaway competition to start off this night with a spark, pun intended, where you can win free tickets and a bar tab. All the ticket details will also be shared on Instagram or on the Bogan Bingo website. All these links will be in the show notes attached to this episode on the app you are listening to right now. I can't wait to see you there, and hopefully I get to meet even more of you in person, as that was definitely my favourite part from the last live show. Back to the purpose of this episode though, which is introducing this lovely single man. This week's character is looking for someone fun who will want to go on some very out of the box dates. His weaknesses are being late when it's socially acceptable and treating the shampoo and toothpaste of housemates as communal. He also isn't afraid to date in another language, so if you speak French or Spanish, he is well practiced in having dates not in English. Plus, he is really great at asking questions and some very thought-provoking ones. E.g., if you had a clone of yourself, would you like your own clone? Okay, hello, welcome to Single Sounds.
Hello, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Let's start with your profile, quick fire round, pique the listeners' interest if they'd like to date you. First question, who are you sexually attracted to?
Women.
And what are you looking for?
I am looking for fun dates, to be honest. I'm not really looking for anything serious. I'm pretty open-minded, so if I meet someone that I'm really into, then we'll see.
Cool. Any height, age preferences?
So I've always tended to go out with people or date people who are older than me.
Older than you?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I know. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's breaking the trend a little bit.
Yeah. I just, anyone really.
Yeah.
I guess maybe like 21 to 30.
Yeah, okay. And how about where would you like to date?
Ideally, I don't know, Barbados, but
Nice.
but I can't do that.
I can't be there all the time.
No, but how about compromise? We could meet in the park, and then
On a sunny day.
on a sunny day, I'll bring the rug, and then we could plan Barbados together, and then there's the whole thing. I quite like doing stuff out of the box on dates.
Yeah.
And that might be a bit... People might not like that, I guess. I don't know. I feel like people just like to just go to the pub, but...
Yeah. I've had very mixed opinions on it. That one guy came on and was like, I've never done an activity date. Which I actually think they're quite... Well, I understood his reasonings. He said basically he needed to know if he could have a conversation with you before he did those kind of things. Like, he thinks they were too much of a distraction, which... I understand. I did understand that, but I do also think it's quite nice to have something else to focus on. So it's not just like staring at each other.
Yeah, unless that's what you're into.
Yeah.
But, I just, I think I would even put activity dates in the box. And I don't really know what I'm getting at here, but...
Yeah, what are these dates?
I went on a date recently, and it was... And this, I mean, it's been done by a few people, like got suggested it by a friend, and it's basically this underground fake detective agency.
I've done that. Is it the Chelsea Funhouse?
No, it's not actually.
Okay.
It's called Evans and Peel.
No, I don't know this one.
And it's in, where is it? It's in Earl's Court, and you have to book ahead, and you have to like fill out this whole report for their case on you, right?
Oh.
And you rock up to this door. It's so unassuming. It's just this door on a pretty rubbish road in Earl's Court.
Yeah,
you ring the bell.
They always are. It's
always,
funny.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Especially these detective agencies. And I know my stuff. So, But you ring the bell and they go, that's this sort of New York Italian guy. And he goes like, you got an appointment? And
This is really cool.
I know.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, this girl sort of fizzled after one.
Because she didn't like it.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Yeah.
I think I went too hard.
I don't know.
I said, this is all my own assuming. It doesn't keep me up an hour or anything.
No, but it's a good test though, because the right person would have been really like up for
Exactly.
that and thought it was hilarious. And
Yeah.
like, I definitely would have loved that. I would have been like, also, did you say you planned it?
Yeah.
You organised the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest green flag from a male I've ever seen. I feel like the fact he's not even just organised this, but picked something different and fun.
Yeah.
So she sounds like the red flag, to be honest. She couldn't appreciate your organisation skills.
Yeah, well,
The
maybe
bar is
someone
low.
can. Yeah, so we went to somewhere. I told her we were going to go somewhere before, which is about 2 streets away.
Okay.
And then I got there, and I sat down, and I told the waiter's like, "Can I get you anything for sir?" And I was like, "No, I'm actually going to leave in like 5 minutes. I'm just waiting for my date to get here so we can go." And then as soon as she sat down, I was like, "Nice to," and we'd never met. I was like, "Nice to meet you." And I was like, "We gotta go. We gotta go." So, and I think she was just confused.
Maybe she was a bit frazzled.
I think she was. And then we went down into this office where this guy's like, "I know that you got the money for me." And I was like, "Thank you. Yeah, of course. The deal is done."
How about geographically? Where is it? Central
Oh.
London.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I live in South London,
Okay.
but I would always, not always, but mostly want to go into Central London just because I love when it's busy.
Yeah.
I think, and with restaurants, I always prefer it. I would take a hit on the food for there to be more of an atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the same in any other day. I would rather.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love food, but I think it's all about
Yeah. Where?
and your surroundings.
The atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on to the 3 A's. So this is to
Let's.
help the listeners find out more about you, who you are,
Aren't you lucky, listeners?
and whether they can accept who you are. So we'll start with acceptance. I think this is the most important. First question. What is your toxic trait?
My toxic trait is that I am, without fail, always late.
Okay.
Always.
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 You were
I know.
literally on time today.
I know.
Actually,
but-
I think you were like 59. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
I know. But that's...
I love someone on time.
Do you?
I guess maybe that was because it was more like not an appointment. But that makes it sound really weird.
Yeah, but like I went to the doctor's earlier and
Were you late?
I was late. Yeah. Because
Sometimes they don't let you in
Yeah.
when you do that. Did
No,
they let you in?
And I went to where was I the other day? I think it was like the dentist or something else. And I
God.
turned up like 20 minutes late, and they were like, "Sorry, we're
Yeah,
closed."
literally, like they won't see you.
No, and I just thought to myself, you know what? I wasn't even that ashamed of myself. I just sort of went, "That's so you."
Okay, and what are your shower thoughts?
So I have a lot of shower thoughts, and
Many.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on whether I've got shampoo at that time or not. And if I don't, which I currently don't,
It's in like there's
It's-
just none at home.
well, my housemate has some, but
Best to
so
get-
yeah, actually we can go back to toxic traits as well. Toothpaste, shampoo, it's all communal for me.
That is fucking annoying. That would irritate
I
me.
steal it all the time.
Oh my God.
All the time. I'm just so bad at buying cosmetics and stuff. So anyway, yeah, so if I haven't got shampoo, which I currently don't, I will, as soon as I get in the shower, I'll be like, "Oh, you idiot, you forgot to get it again." Oh well. And then just use my friends. And then if I do have it, I just pick it up and I go, how do they get so many functions into one bottle? I mean, this thing is,
Oh, yeah.
it cleans,
Don't
it
be buying
conditions,
those.
it energizes, it makes you have a great day. It's,
Yeah, it's literally like
what are they,
5 in 1.
what are they going to come up with next? Honestly, I mean, I'm excited to see it. But no, in a dating well, not in a dating sense, in a me sense, my shower thought, aside from shampoo themed things, is a thought that I have not so often, but quite often.
Often enough to bring it up.
And again, you could sort of link this with toxic traits as well, but I laugh at my own jokes like it's an illness. which I think is fine.
I think it's fine.
I do that, but then this thought that I have is that I just wish I had this, and I'm not even talking about a twin here, but just like this clone of myself. Because I think that we would just get on like an absolute house on fire.
You probably would.
We would just, I mean, be inseparable. And I guess you could translate that to dating. So be my clone and we'll get on.
Yeah.
But it begged I've said this to my flatmate that I think if you had a clone, you would hate each other.
I was going to say it's...
What would you be?
I don't know. Because I can be a bit annoying, I think, sometimes. Or like... That sounds awful. Sounds like I hate myself. I don't.
And I'm always late.
I'm just like, I'm not sure I'd want like me around all the time. I'm always on time. But if I'm not, I have a proper meltdown. And I'd hate that about other me. I'd be like, pull yourself together. It's really interesting. But then I'd love it for work purposes.
Oh, yeah, just double power.
Yeah, because they'd get exactly what I wanted to do. It's interesting because I think you don't always notice your own flaws as well. But then I think I'd pick them up all the time if it was someone that I could see with the same flaws.
That's a pretty good point, actually.
But then maybe you would be a much better person, so maybe it's worth going through.
Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
They are.
The benefits, the losses, yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting, but I just think I would get along really. That's a good shout out of mine. I think me and my clone would just be pure vibing.
Yeah, it's a really interesting question to ask others.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
would they get on with their own?
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily think it's like linked to if you like yourself. Because I rate myself, but I'm not sure I'd want another one.
I agree. The people that I know who would not get along with their clones, it's not like they don't like themselves.
Yeah.
It's just the way they are, if they would
get irritated
yeah.
almost.
I don't really know what it proves. Maybe I should put more sort of evidence behind this thing.
But then do we both have to do everything? It's like, because I
need to have a shower. If I'm going to think about how this is done, I'm going to develop this idea and get back to you because it's a good point.
I just have one more thought. It's like, because I'm shit at food shopping. I just hate it. I don't like it. I find it really, really hard. Does that mean my clone would also hate? I guess yes. I can't train them to like the things that I don't like. They just like all the same things. So basically neither of us would eat. Okay, let's move on to adventure. First one is, what is your best dating story?
I've been in quite a few relationships since I was sort of, an adolescent.
Yeah, when you could.
When I could, yeah.
When it wasn't weird.
Exactly. After a particular breakup, quite a big one, that's when I was living in Spain. So I was out there, and for a while after the breakup, I just wasn't interested in anything. I was just getting over it in that way. I was just, nope, nothing.
Yeah.
Don't want to meet anyone. Don't want to talk to anyone. After about, I think it was sort of 4 or 5 months since the breakup, and then I just thought to myself, right, you've got to do this, if anything, just for meeting a Spanish person, right? So I hopped on Spanish Tinder.
Nice.
A very special place. Tinder. And I was really keen. They had to be Spanish. That was the whole, that was the point, because I was
you felt like it was more of a cultural experience.
Exactly.
Like you were going to learn something from it, probably.
Exactly.
Or just meet a new friend.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I mean, you never know. And I didn't know what to expect. And as I said, I hadn't done dating in so long. So I met this girl. She was called Gemma.
Nice.
And we exchanged a few messages. I said that I was sort of, good at Spanish, not fluent, but good.
Were you writing in Spanish?
Yeah.
On the app?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
And then, and she said that she could speak some English, but she wasn't very good.
This is gonna sound
and I was like, great.
Brilliant.
Great. Okay, well, at least we've got that safety net of your sort of broken English if I need it, which I will.
To be fair, it's probably like much better than our broken Spanish, so.
Right, exactly.
She probably was being modest. That's what I'd hope anyway.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably very good.
You'd hope that, exactly. But I had to back myself. So I studied languages at university, and that was so I meant to be good.
You're meant to be fluent, for sure.
Yeah, without giving away some spoilers. But no, I'm now much better. I'm now at a good level. But back then I was getting there. And then when she arrived, it was like, hola, hola, ¿qué tal, qué tal? And then we walked around, and I just said, I know that there are loads of good bars here. Let's just find one. It was 10 p.m. on a Thursday. Everything was closing in 45 minutes because they close a bit earlier than the curfew.
Yeah.
So we
Or at
walked
least
around.
like last orders probably half an hour before.
Exactly. Everywhere was full. Everywhere.
Oh, no.
Apart from one bar that just, I mean, it was comically bad. It was just, it had those aluminium tables outside. And then when you go in, it was just this insanely loud reggaeton music and
Nice.
one of those multicolored disco balls, which was, its saving grace.
It's one feature.
Exactly. Yeah. I shook his hand for that. I was like, yeah, good addition. No, it was all awful. And I sat there, and normally in Spain they give you a bowl of nuts or a bowl of something, but in this place they gave you Haribos. We ordered a drink, and it also turns out that the little bit of English that she spoke was nothing.
Oh no, I overestimated her.
Yeah, you did, like I did. We're both fools.
Yeah.
And
I just
so
assume it's always really good.
oh, so bad. I know, and it just wasn't. I mean, not that it
Bless
had
her.
to be, but
She was literal. She said her little bit of
yeah,
English.
exactly. And and I obviously overshot myself because I said I could speak Spanish, and they're always going like. No, it was okay at first, and then but the music, it was just like Daddy Yankee, just going through his paces with his reggaeton songs.
Oh.
Whilst I couldn't really hear her, so I sort of, she would sort of say something about her college, and then gesture that it was my go to sort of to speak, and
Sounds bizarre.
she'd be like, and I as if she was to say "y tú?"
Yeah.
And I went, I didn't hear a word she said,
Yeah.
because of multiple reasons. So I just went,
And she probably just thought you couldn't understand as well. So.
I don't even know what she thought, but I just went, oh yeah, I love Madrid, yeah. About 5 times. So we sat there for 45 minutes, and then the bar closed.
Oh dear.
Went home and rued the day and the date, and said I was never going to do that again.
Yeah.
Come a week later, I just go, oh come on, just
Try
put yourself together. It's not that hard. You can speak Spanish. You're not bad. You were tired. It was reggaeton filled bar. Just organise it, and then it'll be fine. So I texted her and I said, I'd love to see you again.
Oh, you went back to the same person.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just because I thought it would be easier than start the
Easier.
whole process with the
Yeah.
Spanish person again. And she was like, yeah, we could do like a double thing.
Oh.
I was like, oh God. But I just stuck to my guns, and I was like, no, I'd really like to just see you if you would like to.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I organised it properly. I picked out my favourite spot in Madrid. We met up and we spoke for 2 hours in complete Spanish.
Perfect.
Because I was feeling confident and good, and it was because language depends on that so much, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't see fuck all, but
It
my
really
English
does, though.
does.
Yeah. How's your English?
Yeah.
Confidence is key.
It's better when I'm happier. Yeah.
Exactly. So just talking freely, and it was all going really well. And so then I decided to step it up a little bit, and I was like, and I just suddenly started to say, it's like, I think I said some bullshit flirty thing beforehand, but then I really launched into it, and I was like, look, this is in Spanish. I was like, look, it's getting a bit cold, isn't it? I mean, I've got there's a roof terrace in my flat, and I actually bought a bottle of wine earlier, and it's for you and me. So
Okay.
do you want to come back and we can go and share that on our roof terrace? But it's not, not gonna be as cold, not gonna be as windy. And she was like, no lo sé, and she started like twiddling her hair, and I was like, oh, she's gonna say yes. And I was like, she was getting really awkward though, so I just went, you know what, I'll go to the loo. You just, no pressure, just let me know.
Yeah.
So I went down, I had the most confident piss of my life.
It's like, oh, I've done it.
I was like, oh yeah, we're back in the
and
game.
I've done it in Spanish.
Exactly. I was feeling just on top of the world. I came back up and I sat down and I said, así que, ¿qué piensas? ¿Qué piensas? And she just went, al final, prefiero que no.
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 It's like, my final decision is
She was
no.
like,
I
yeah,
conclude
at the end of it
no.
all, I would prefer not to. Which was just the most political way of breaking up with me ever. But you know what? It was fine. And I went, okay, I'm a little surprised, but but fair enough. And I think
My piss said otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. It was so clear. So then I just started to vaguely remember this bit. I very vividly remember all the rest, but this bit, I think I started asking her genuinely like, okay, so how come?
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't care anymore.
And I think she was just like, she wanted to take things more slowly than that.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, yeah, fair enough. Clearly I need some more practice. So yeah, that is probably my best dating story.
Next question. What is the award you should be nominated for?
Struggle with this one.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Well, it's more just that it was the one that I most asked my friends who I spent the weekend with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was my last one. And I was like, I want to answer this one.
I like this one.
I like the idea of it, but I don't know what I win.
But what?
Yeah. And it's a bit slapstick in the end, but we were stuck on a lane in my car this weekend. Mm-hmm. And like we just kept going, but it just got more and more claustrophobic. And we got to this point, it was in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, and we couldn't get out of the car. We couldn't go forwards. There was a massive sort of 30-foot puddle. So the only thing to do was just go back.
Reverse.
So I had to reverse for a mile.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so therein
and
lies...
like a windy country lane, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so...
Not just a straight road.
No, that's for beginners. So I think I'd win the Best Reverser award, and just to add to that, just, to really make people want to date me, I did put the hand behind the
oh
seat.
yeah, the proper dad move.
Yeah, I was always going to do that. So, it's the right technique.
It's the right technique.
So
it just really helps stabilise.
It just does, yeah.
It's funny.
Doesn't help the neck, though.
I've actually never done that.
Have you not?
No.
You should try it.
I've reversed many a time in my life. My
but never the
10
hand.
years of driving experience. But no, I just think that would be so unnatural to do.
Interesting.
I keep both hands on the wheel.
Okay. Well, I have lots of practice from when I go on dates at the cinema.
Yeah.
So
classic. That whole yawn, like. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing it my whole life, so.
That was such a thing when I was like 13 years old. We'd all go to the cinema with the boys. And be
what did you watch?
I don't know. What did we watch?
Anything stick out in the memory?
Not really.
What was your favourite film?
I think just anything on, because it was just more of an excuse to go.
Oh yeah, true. It's so not important.
No, I was going to say, I feel like I just sit there and wait for a hand or something.
Yeah.
You'd all like sit next to your favourite boy.
Yeah, very organised. Have you seen both Barbie and Oppenheimer?
I have. I am a big film person in general.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'd see most stuff. I'm always tempted by that Limitless Odeon. £15 a month.
Yeah.
Like every time it comes on the ads, I'm like, maybe. Because I would have made my money back already this month just with Barbie and Oppenheimer.
That's very true. That's
so
very true.
it's only £15. Pretty good.
That is good. And I feel like I'm always looking for more of an excuse to go to the cinema.
Yeah, I go alone a lot.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
I'm a big advocate of that.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Literally, why the hell not?
I nearly had to go to Barbie on my own, and I was like, oh, that's just one I'd quite like to go with someone.
Yeah.
And I managed to find one friend who hadn't already had plans to see it or like was free. I had one Thursday, and I was like, I'm finding someone who will come with me on that Thursday.
I love it.
I would have gone by myself on that Thursday because I really wanted to see it in the first week because I kept seeing articles and I was like, it's going to get ruined. But yeah, that was a bit of a random tangent. But
That was. But you never know.
But yeah,
Quite
have
fun.
you seen both?
No, and this is... So I've got vague plans to see Oppenheimer with my friend, but I want to see Barbie, and I have done since it was before it was out, but I can't find anyone to go with.
I'll
so
go
I think,
again.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually had people say that they would go again. With me.
I would go again.
Yeah, I mean, but again, like you say, nothing wrong with going alone, and I mean, going to Barbie alone, that is like a new level. I mean,
that's brave.
Yeah, but I think I might do it.
I think
why not?
People in the audience, especially the women, would be very impressed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I'm just gonna go in there to like.
You
fish.
might pick someone up.
yeah.
Not that you're going in for that reason, but I wouldn't be surprised if they, they might be on by themselves and they're like,
There you go. I can do the classic yawn.
Yeah. While watching like a feminist movie.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything better.
Very true.
But yeah, you should see it. It's really good. Both were really good.
Yeah.
Very different vibes though. You could definitely do them in one day.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely see Oppenheimer first though.
That's
because it's
that's
a
the
bit
play, isn't it?
intense in comparison, and then you can go have a happy time at Barbie and just like relax a bit.
Yeah.
You need all your concentration for Oppenheimer.
Okay, and find the love of my life. Anyway, let's get back on track.
But yeah.
How did we even get onto that?
Oh, it was because the whole hand thing.
Oh yeah.
The arm.
But yeah, that's my award. That's what I would get as an
Reversing.
award. Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to affection section. You picked Don't Lie, which is what is your biggest ick?
I've kind of skewed the question a little bit as well, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Because I don't.
You can do whatever you want with these questions.
Great.
I'm not precious about them.
Okay, well, yeah, so I don't really think I have an ick. Like, when people ask me that, I never really know what to say.
Not even like a stupid one.
Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of stupid ones, but I feel like all of the stupid ones have been, I feel like I'm always stealing from someone. You know, I always see them, and I'm like, I kind of want to have something that I genuinely... So I think I actually got the ick once, and that was...
I've got it once properly.
Really?
It was awful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually wish that upon anyone.
No.
It's really... I also, before that, I really liked him, so I felt really bad because I literally flipped like 180 on him and I felt really awful.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want him to touch me anymore. And that was like, I've never
so weird,
felt that so strongly. Like, I literally was like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like, really bizarre. Yeah, and it was really awkward because I was at his and I had to just leave. I like made an excuse that I was tired. It's awful.
It's all getting revealed.
It was awful. And then I still had to meet up with him after that and then do the whole breakup thing because I couldn't do it then because the ick was just too strong.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just had to leave. Yeah. Honestly, I think some people, when I say this, they think I'm being dramatic, but I've only had it one time and it was, yeah. Was that what yours was like?
Well, yeah, I mean, mine wasn't even as 180 as that. I mean, that is very 180. But,
yeah, it was awful.
so that's proper ick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine was, I guess it was almost kind of petering out anyway, but I just started seeing this girl just after I started at uni. And we'd had like quite a funny meeting and it was going kind of well. She was a second year, again, older people. God, I hadn't even thought about that. It really is a theme. Anyway. And
we discover a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot of self-discovery.
God, I've got to look into that. Anyway, so we started seeing each other and then I got glandular fever like 4 weeks into uni, the first term, first ever. Had to go home for 5 weeks.
Okay.
Which sucked. And so we just started seeing each other before I got it. So I went home and was, with my mum and dad in the middle of nowhere for ages. I was texting her, and because we didn't know each other that well, and I hate texting anyway, it just started to fizzle out. And then this one time, I remember I was just asking her what was going on at uni that night because I was jealous. And she said she's got a dinner party. And I said, oh, nice, me too. I've got one with my mum. Which is just a stupid joke. Just, I thought she'd let it slide. It was, it wasn't even that good. But she said, oh, what are you having? And I went, oh, okay, so we're done. And I have no idea why. I have no idea why.
That question just did it.
Yeah, because suddenly it felt like, and I have no problem talking about food. I love talking about food. Yeah. But I don't know what it was.
So that's what the ick does. It just, it's very unexplainable.
Yeah. I just went, okay, no, that's it. Yeah.
Where? Did you text it?
No. I sort of.
But that was the moment.
That was the moment, and then I did it in person when we got back when I was recovered. Post mum dinner party. So yeah.
Oh, but that's all she said was like, "What you?"
I know. I feel so bad. But now she's going out with this like crazy hot guy. So
she's fine.
Yeah.
She's fine.
And she's great. We're kind of friends. But,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't know that though. So.
She listens.
Yeah. Yikes.
But that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't even know what would we define that ick as? Maybe just
sort of.
Phrasing.
I guess it's sort of not going along with the humour, but it's also too serious of a question. Yeah. For me, it felt like we were like married for 10 years. Is what I think I felt like.
Interesting.
Even though it's a really valid thing to ask, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I can't
Yeah, I
explain
mean, she could have been like, I was thinking she could have been like leading up to a joke.
Maybe.
So, you know, like...
I didn't give it a chance. I just smashed my phone.
You were like, fuck this. It's not funny. Yeah, because you were like, oh, with my mum. And then she might have been like, what you having? If you would have said, like, I don't know, sausages.
Punchline.
And mash, she would have been like, inappropriate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
boom. Hey, that was on the spot. Nice.
Yeah. Sausages.
Have you asked that question before? No. You've teed yourself up with what are you having?
I'm just funny. My other clone would be funny too.
Of course, sorry, yeah.
I surprise myself all the time with my...
No, there you go.
Kidding. But yeah, that was my only thought. I was like, she could be... I feel like I might have fell into the same trap of not delivering my line or my humour.
God, maybe you're right.
Quick enough. But I think you already had the minor ick. And
I think so. Yeah.
And you wanted the ha 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 as a minimum, and you didn't get the ha ha ha.
Yeah. No, but I also hate the ha ha ha.
I love the ha ha ha.
I
write that too much.
Yeah.
But I also like it. Sometimes I write hee hee too.
Okay, yeah. Hee hee's a classic. I don't think I could get away with writing hee hee.
No?
No, I'm not cheeky enough.
You're not a hee hee person. I'm a big hee hee. And also just send it on its own. So I write my thing and then I go hee. Or just like, oh, that's a separate message.
Interesting. Okay. Good tactics.
Oh, okay. My favourite bit. We're going to move on to your bestie rec section.
Ladies, my God, you're in for a treat. This man is a hot commodity you won't want to miss. When he's not busy ensuring beautiful Parisian art collections, you'll find him cooking up a storm in his Brixton abode. Just don't be put off by the ring light in there. He's got quite into social media recently. He's certainly not settling for hanging out on Clapham High Street either, so don't even try to get into Infernos. He'd much rather go to a quirky foodie spot recommended by some YouTubers he follows and let the night carry him onto the dance floor somewhere. You'll find him throwing limbs at the Arctic Monkeys, or maybe, if you're lucky, singing with your best friend's mum at Scouting for Girls. Despite donning the nickname Fit at uni, he's a hopeless romantic who wears his heart on his sleeve, is a sucker for a rom-com, and just a beautiful person to have around. Oh, and after spending his year abroad in Madrid and Paris, speaks French and Spanish fluently. Need I say much more?
She did a good summary.
Wow, she did well. That was poetic.
It was. I like the sultry tones she used too.
Yeah, me too. Wow.
Yeah, she really went for it.
Yeah. Well, she was always going to do a good job at that. I thought she was one of my ideas that you might have gone for. Yeah.
It was a safe bet. Someone else who does podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, how do you have any follow up on that? I don't really. Do I have any comments?
No, I don't think she said much new other than your dancing habits.
Yeah. I'm not a particularly amazing dancer. I just
enjoy it.
Well, I just quite love going out. I'm less actually these days, which is annoying.
I think it's sad. I'm exactly the same at uni. It was like I'd say it was my hobby.
Yeah.
Like I'd be dancing 3 nights a week, and I'd call it dancing. Like I just went out to dance. I don't really know why I did that. I just wanted to get shit faced and dance.
It's just fun, isn't it?
It's so fun, but I just feel like London doesn't do that for me. Like I don't want to do that here. I don't know what it is. Like maybe I just haven't found the right places. I
think probably.
I also don't know anyone in there. I think that's more it. Like at uni, I'd know every single person. Okay, that sounds ridiculous. I'd know a lot of people. So you could just run around and bump into people, and that was like half the fun. Whereas here, like, it'd just be a whole room of strangers, and that doesn't excite me very much.
I know what you mean. But then again, I do quite like going out with, I don't know, 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, I need a group.
Yeah.
And that's hard to organise in this adult life.
It is very hard to organise. And the best ones are when you aren't planning on it, but then, I don't know, you go out to a restaurant or you go somewhere else. And then
that's my favourite. And everyone just has a little bit too much, and then...
Yeah.
No one actually has plans after, so they're like, well, we'll just stay. Yeah. And everyone just gets a bit carried away.
Exactly.
I love those. But then it very rarely ends in dancing for me, which is sad.
Yeah.
It more just ends in like shit chatting at a pub.
Which is fun as well.
Yeah.
But no, a dance is always on the menu for me.
Nice. That's cool. I've had quite a few people come on and say that too, which I really enjoy.
Nice.
I feel like everyone's dancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else I think you covered, so she did a good wrap up.
Yeah, I'd say so as well.
Oh, other than your food.
Yeah.
Your foodie.
That's true.
Nature. You did say you liked food.
I love food. I cook a lot.
Yeah.
And I just love making it. I think it's just where the most creative part of me is. I think I just sort of
It's really interesting.
I just go, I'm going to do that with that, and it's definitely going to be nice. I just
you're
know
like,
it's going to be nice.
Yeah, you're like experimental.
Yeah.
With confidence and food confidence, I guess. Yeah, I
guess so. I mean, my mum's an amazing cook. She
nice.
always was. So that's where it comes from.
Cool.
But yeah, big part of my life that.
I wish I could say the same.
We know that you're bad at food
I'm
shopping.
so bad at just food. Like, I'm terrible. I wish I enjoyed it. I just don't. Okay, let's wrap it up. What is your one-word review?
I think following on from all of these stories that I've just told about various previous women that I've dated, I think the one word is going to be gel.
Gel?
Yeah, I think so.
As in, like,
stealing my housemate's gel. No, I mean...
And you also need it to gel? Like...
I just, I think a lot of these stories, like the Spanish girl, the girl who asked me what I was going to eat.
Yeah.
It's just, I just really can't wait to meet someone who I'm just immediately like...
It's going to be your clone. That could have been another one.
Yeah, clone.
You're going to gel with, though, yeah.
Yeah. I just, that's just an exciting thought.
I agree, and I think a lot of people don't actually think that positively about that. I used to think about it all the time. I'd be like, what are they doing right now?
Yeah.
They're like living somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I hope I find them, and I hope they're having a good time. Like, I'd normally sometimes genuinely be like, I don't think I'm going to meet them soon, but like, I hope they're okay.
Think about you.
But yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Katie, thank you. That was thoroughly enjoyable.
Good.
Loved it.
I'm glad.
And yeah, hope I get a date.
Me too. That's the whole point. So if you think you could gel perfectly with this week's guest and maybe even let him borrow your gel products, what are you waiting for? Contact the podcast on Instagram @SingleSounds or via the email to get his details. Finally, don't forget to check out the Singles Bingo event in October and grab all your besties and come win some sexy prizes with us at Infernos. I literally need an excuse to go back to Infernos. Like, fucking can't wait. I'll be back next Tuesday with another single gal. But until then, have a great week and thanks for listening.